I will never forgive y'all for making the Francis Scott Key Bridge thing racist. Like, how did y'all manage to make this bridge falling about race? This is the mayor of Baltimore. He's been the mayor since like 2020. And yet today, when he has to address the public, he's being called a diversity hire. Like, are y'all okay? This is the tweet that kicked it all off. This is Baltimore's DEI mayor commenting on the collapsed Francis Scott Key Bridge. Like, DEI mayor? Why was that necessary? And furthermore, what are you talking about? Baltimore is over 60% black. In fact, if the mayor wasn't black, that would be the DEI hire.
White folks need to stop with this DEI this and DEI this. Just call me in like your ancestors did. Just call me it with a hard R and we can move on. I can beat your ass, move on about my day. Because at this point, all these folks are talking about the DEI mayor of Baltimore. How he was elected with over 70% of the vote, and it is a majority black city. A white person getting in office in Baltimore would be DEI. So we hear DEI this and DEI this. DEI is didn't earn it. DEI is it. Just call us the N-word. Just say it with your chest. Channel the spirit of your ancestors and just do it at this point, because y'all look a mess. And that's the thing with racism, is they're not scared to be racist, because they're obviously being racist with these terms that they're using, but they just don't stand on business and say it with their chest. And they should do that. I'm just tired of seeing it. And especially the guy who's on Twitter talking about DEI this and DEI that. Like, his mom is... And people keep bringing up his mom, and he's like, why are y'all bringing up my mom? Why are you being racist and expecting people not to tell you to go dig your mother up?
Yes, welcome back. This is an update on a video I put out pertaining to this bridge. Baltimore Mayor Scott accuses critics of not having the courage to say the N-word after he was branded the DEI mayor following the fatal Francisco Scott Key Bridge collapse this week. There is something going on. I knew race issue will be coming in. Now they are calling to rename this bridge because the owner, that is Scott Key, was a slave owner. According to this article, when the bridge in MD is rebuilt, rename it because Francis Scott Key was a slave owner. That is what is going on now. This is not what I should be saying. An investigation should be carried out where they should look into what happened. What I'm seeing on social media, this kind of talks should not be our concern. It is beyond our reason. I've seen a lot of people talk about cyber attack. Those are kind of things I should see, I should see them going deep to investigate. It is actually beyond what we were thinking. If care is not taken, a lot will happen. It is high time people should see what is going on. I've seen people everywhere on social media talking about this. It is important we take an exclusive look into all this.
If you choose to do so, to respond to the tomfoolery and attacks on you for having the nerve to be black and also a mayor.
Well, I think, listen, I know, and we all know, and you know very well, that black men and young black men in particular have been the boogeyman for those who are racist and think that only straight, wealthy white men should have a say in anything. We've been the boogeyman from them since the first day they brought us to this country. And what they mean by DEI, in my opinion, is duly elected incumbent. We know what they want to say, but they don't have the courage to say the N-word. And the fact that I don't believe in their untruthful and wrong ideology, and I am very proud of my heritage and who I am and where I come from, scares them, because me being at my position means that their way of thinking, their way of life of being comfortable and suffering, and while everyone else suffers, is going to be at risk, and they should be afraid, because that's my purpose in life.
And by the way, the coded racism, before we even knew the nationalities of the men, Maria Bartiromo was out there talking about open borders and trying to somehow signal that they wanted to go after the brown people too, because of course that is their other target. We know that the men who were doing this hard construction work overnight, trying to fix the potholes on this bridge, working very hard, were Latino. And so that's now on the table, too. We know that this ship, which came from Singapore, was piloted by a very heroic crew from India, whose Mayday call saved lives. Not maybe saved lives, but did. So this is a full-throated attack. But this is also what America is.
See, again, now I want you guys to understand, all of this is coming from one anonymous X account, right? That's where it's coming from. They're trying to now say, well, everybody on the right is saying this, when nobody on the right is saying anything about this guy, this mayor, being a DEI hire when it comes to this specific situation. Now, when you look at Baltimore as a whole, okay, and the fact that Baltimore is not doing great, and it wasn't doing great before him, okay, but I can't say that he's necessarily made it better. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think that there are criticisms to be had about his job performance and the fact that that city still is a disaster, okay? Now, again, is it all his fault? No, because, again, it wasn't that great before he became mayor.
On this day, 3 days ago, this was posted about the Francis Scott Bridge being completed. Yesterday, Christopher Wray appointed William J. Del Bagno as special agent in charge of the Baltimore Field Office, which is in charge of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. Now the bridge has collapsed. Makes you wonder about those cargo containers. Is this Suez Canal 2.0? There are no coincidences.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a prime example of why the education system is failing in this country. Now, I'm all for a good conspiracy, but there comes a line where it's just you look like a jackass and it could actually be some truth and facts to the conspiracy that you're talking about. And this whole Baltimore Bridge, Key Bridge situation is exploiting that a lot of y'all don't know what y'all be talking about. Y'all just want to sound like y'all got y'all third eye open. Nigga, y'all need naps. Y'all need Tempur-Pedic and memory foam pillows, and y'all need to go take some naps because y'all too woke. And this is coming from a person who talks about stuff all the time. But conspiracies only sound logical when there's paper trails, when there's facts, where there's whispers, so to say. This bridge, like there's, y'all talking about they covering up. This is the government. Saudi is a prime example, right?
Yes, welcome back. The mainstream media is now attributing anything linked to that bridge as a conspiracy theory. When you take a look at this article recently put out by NBC, unfounded conspiracy theories spread online after Baltimore Bridge collapse. When you go down the article, outlandish conspiracy theories circulated on X after a container ship colluded with a major bridge in Maryland, causing it to collapse early Tuesday morning. The ship hit a supporting structure of the Francis Scott Bridge.
What did they find? I don't know, only time will tell. But what I found very interesting and very scary at the same time was Candace Owens' post. She said the feds are currently raiding Diddy's house. They already knew what he was up to, but he is going to be the fall guy so that they can protect the people at the top of the ring. They are raiding his home to hide evidence, not to find it. That's how this works.